He just landed in Berlin. He won't make it. Yeah, I think he was down in the Keys.
You will know after. We're all good, Derek.
He's like, all right.
Remember where that is?
All right, the time being 5:30 or a little after, I'd like to call this meeting to order and please rise to pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Easy order of business. I'd like to approve the minutes from both March 11th and March 6th. I'll take a motion. Moved by Rick, second by Emily. Any further discussion? No further discussion. All in favor? Aye. No one opposed, carried. It's our pleasure once again this year to listen to some LEAF grant presentations. We have, I think, almost half of the board. You guys still at 9? 9 of you on it?
Right.
Yep. Anyway, we're happy to have you back, and yes, we've had a preview of everything, but it's great that Grace is here to listen to tonight's presentations. I think it'd be easiest if you use the podium, but if you don't want that, sit right up at the desk here.
Use paper. I have that.
You do?
Yeah.
You have.
I have paper, computer, and all that. Yeah. Just didn't bring a reading.
Do you want a list of what's ahead of us? Jason, or do you want a list?
Things happen to the.
All right, who's up?
Matt's talking. I've already done. You go.
Okay. I stated yet, no.
Good to see you all. I'm gonna talk about 3 grant recommendations right now. The first being the Adirondack Community Avalanche Project. The request was for $6,500. We're recommending $3,000. The second was for the High Peaks Farmers Markets. They requested also $6,500. We're recommending $4,000. And then we're looking at Historic Saranac Lake, which requested $9,750. And we're recommending $7,350. So I'll start with the Avalanche project. We looked at this as an innovative, fairly low budget feature that's going to be good for visitors and residents alike, those who practice backcountry skiing. This is based on models that some local folks have seen elsewhere. This is an opportunity, and it's going to be based over at Scottsdale. Yeah, Brian Delaney's effort, and he's sort of giving them space for this. This is an opportunity for folks ahead of backcountry skiing to practice using their beacons and their locators for avalanche disasters that might happen. And so it's a high value from a safety standpoint, high value from the potential of rangers and personnel being called out for rescues. These folks who are part of a growing community are going to be looking at this little space at Brian's ski area as a real convenient spot to practice some high intensity training ahead of going out into the backcountry. We saw this as high value. Some other projects preceded this in terms of value, but upon coming back, we awarded it $3,000. And we felt they could accomplish much of the project without the full grant.
Is the money going toward equipment? Like,
The equipment is actually provided by the folks who show up. They're gonna be using their own, beacons.
okay.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
So this is
This is
salary,
about- This is about.
this salary
Snow prep, it's
oriented?
about some kind of sign-in portal, a kiosk that they have.
Okay,
But this is about site prep for the winter's activities
Okay.
and maintaining it.
I would just say that interestingly, the site prep is on our property.
right,
I had no idea about it.
yeah.
Yeah, let me tell her that.
Well, actually, we did early on, and we had to have some discussion with Brian.
Yeah, and we still do.
Yeah.
We mentioned this to him because
Glad
his-
you're on it.
yeah, his lease doesn't allow for subletting. So whether or not this is designated sublet or not, or another community program, we just need to clarify.
You can go straight through you.
Right.
Correct.
There's no reason why it just can't be straight through the park district.
Correct. Is this the same group that was awarded the backcountry rescue folks? The last round, do you know?
No, that's Simon.
That's okay.
Good.
Okay? So the next project I'm gonna talk about, high value from a tourism standpoint, is funding of marketing efforts for the Lake Placid Farmers Market, which is going to undergo a move this summer from Green Goddess parking lot to the Oval. And there needs to be a bunch of publicity ahead of that. And then, these marketing funds we've set aside for this effort is also to help Saranac Lake promote its farmers market, the Saturday market, which a lot of North Elba folks take advantage of. And then secondly, they're according to farmers market attendees surveys that they did last summer, they wanted to see some kids programming, and they're gonna pull in some kids programming at both sites.
Good.
So we saw this as a great opportunity from a tourism standpoint, and it serves locals really well too. Not to say the least, the vendors who are gonna participate.
Assuming the school was in on helping you make the
The
decision.
school and Orna, that apparently they had permissions from both,
Good.
okay?
I think they're gonna create a monster.
In terms of congestion,
I mean,
Yeah.
what a location.
No.
You meant like a good thing.
Yeah,
You meant a good thing.
Because it was on St. Agnes parking lot for a while, and then it got sort of just
And it's
not,
down by Lisa G's and like by Green Goddess.
yeah, it's not the best.
This is great.
Yeah.
very good.
okay, and then lastly, I'm gonna talk about historic Saranac Lake. This was essentially technological equipment and labor to install in a new film room, a dedicated historical film room they're gonna have at the new facility at historic Saranac Lake. We saw this as high value in terms of the rainy day tourist who needed an indoor spot for recreation and for diversion on a day when they couldn't be outside. And there are few opportunities in that respect. So we saw this from a historical perspective. They're going to be offering really educational movies. From a pure visitor standpoint, North Elba folks are going to be able to get over there and have another outlet for recreation.
Very good.
Okay.
Very good.
We pulled out the labor costs. In some sense, we felt it was on them. We understand they're in the middle of a big capital campaign. You saw in their budget, they're well underway. We figured they could cover that.
That's great. And I always like reminding folks, at least 25% of the village of Saranac Lake is within the town of North Elba.
There we go.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay? Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Jen?
Good. How are you?
Right.
I'm gonna be talking about, 4 different projects that we, what we went over. The first is the Lake Placid Police Department. They were asking for funding for a TrueNarc system. Are you familiar with what that is, or do you want me to?
We already gave him money, so.
So you know what it is.
Yes.
So you understand how that, something like that can be, especially in a place like ours. So, and they only asked for, approximately half, which we thought was amazing. So we recommended the 16,070 contribution, which is what they requested. Any questions on that one?
It's a necessity.
I think so too, right? Lake Placid Volunteer Ambulance, kind of along the same lines. It's the, it's a service stretcher lift. So if there is a, larger individual, the EMTs that are helping service that individual don't actually hurt themselves when they lift that person. Same thing, they were asking for 19, and that is what we recommended.
Is this the second one? The other, or third? Okay.
Third ask or third?
Third gift.
Third gift, the ambulance. Actually fourth, the ambulance, the Hovermat, the Lucas.
The chest compressor.
I got
It's been used 3 times.
Bad.
all necessary. Do they have two of these stretchers? Or is this the first one?
It'll just be for one because it's permanent fixture.
Oh, okay.
It actually lifts.
Okay, there was another contribution. I felt like this, maybe we just had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Isn't this?
Yeah, we're,
necessary.
we'll soon be mandating it, so.
Oh, is that right?
Too many back injuries.
So we're ahead of the curve.
Yeah. Again, we felt like this also was just really important for our volunteers and
Hmm.
like this is the type of thing that LEAF is for. So we all were kind of on the same page about that. The next one, Mercy Care for the Adirondacks, was my personal favorite in this ask. So they have a plot at the community garden and the intention is to make it more accessible. So that more of their, more of their participants can get outside and have access to it. It was for things like a picnic table with an umbrella. It was to create a level path to make getting into the garden more accessible. Have some benches to sit on in the garden. And again, for I think the amount of impact it can have, the dollar amount was small. So we recommended they asked for 7,500, we recommended 5,000 towards that.
It's on the property of Elderwood, or am I
I
misunderstanding?
think that it's in the regular Lake Placid Community Garden, which is right off of Old Military Road.
So not,
That's my understanding, right? Did you guys explain?
Yeah.
Right?
It's at,
That's what it said on the-
not on Elderwood property.
Not on much.
Okay, that makes me feel good.
Considering.
Considering
Well, the residents don't have much choice in their decisions.
Any questions on that one?
No,
Okay, and the last one, is the ask for St. Agnes School. I'm sure you guys know about this already too. They wanted to open, I think, where they're hoping fall of 2025, a new daycare center, in their space, which, is such a huge need in our community right now. It is impossible to find daycare. You have to get yourself on the list before you get pregnant, to be able to do it.
It's a true story.
It is 100% a true story. And it was true when I was having kids, and that was a million years ago. So, and it's just getting
Give yourself guys.
more.
It's like 10,000 years ago.
My son was 18 years old. He's so old. Anyway, so the school is, they're kind of set up to do it. It seems like a natural fit. They just need some money to make modifications to their building. They had asked for 185, which is a little bit more than we had operationally to give them. But we're recommending 95,000.
that's great. I'll be the first to say, I know this board and myself, we're very proud to be part of an effort to make the St. Agnes program a full, complete program.
Mhm.
Because this 0 to 3 age group is like the hardest aspect. And of course, the gal that's helped us through it, sitting right
Yep.
here. So, it is a great effort. it's another example of a community coming together. Within 1 year, the same thing as the thrift and food pantry.
Mhm.
So it's accolades to the community as a whole.
Yeah, right.
With formalizing the $50,000 contribution in this, the project is real
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's very exciting.
yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks, Jen.
All right, let's see, I have the next four on your list. We'll start with the North Country Community College Foundation. They had been undergoing sort of a larger renovation project to their space, and they requested $15,000 of LEAF to help specifically with upgrades to the pool. If anybody's ever seen on Facebook that the pool's constantly closed for various maintenance issues. So the hope is that helping to support this project will keep that open more days a year, more community members and visitors will be able to use it.
If I could, Kath, in your exploring this project, was there explanations of other funding sources so that this is a reality, getting this thing fixed?
Yeah, they referenced New York State funding
Okay.
for the bulk of this project. And then they sent us prioritized asks for things that they felt were most mission aligned to LEAF.
Good deal.
And out of a $660,000 budget, the $15,000 ask felt like a right sized contribution.
That was how much the whole like pool renovation was gonna cost.
It's not just the pool, it's campus wide upgrades. The pool being a part of it, and you asked for a specific piece of the pool for pipes and 2 drain covers. It was very targeted, very appropriate to sort of what we felt we could
Good deal.
be a part of something that was a good thing for the community.
Isn't all the money from the county? Like, isn't this
Well, 50%.
each county?
I mean, there's the state and then there's Franklin County, Essex County.
Yeah.
And our share this year, I don't test my memory, but I think it was 1.4. So equal from Franklin and Essex. Yep.
Up next, the Open Space Institute Land Trust. This seems also like a very important project. Unfortunately, we weren't able to fully fund the ask. They were asking for $75,000 towards renovating, not renovating, but building the Welcome Center and permanent restrooms as part of the rail trail, which is very exciting. We were able to set aside $25,000 towards that project. They had some other sources of funding lined up. The total project is the 1.3 range. So we're hoping that this will help to move the ball in the right direction. Everybody's excited about having permanent bathrooms and the rail trail, which is clearly a hugely popular destination.
For sure.
And then piggybacking on that, the next ask that I'm doing is the Snowmobile Club is looking to purchase a groomer for the rail trail to help keep it accessible. This, of course, is going to help the snowmobiles, but also everybody else who is using the trails. So this really feels like a very appropriate and community-minded effort that's going to be for both visitors and residents and just benefit everyone. Total project cost, again, is $130. They're only asking for $50. And we did feel that we should fully fund that ask to make sure that that is ready for next season. Although it hasn't stopped snowing, so. We'll see.
But it's certainly a critical piece.
Yeah.
For that trail. That's really good.
And then my last one is the Shipman Youth Center, which is exciting. This is a organization that's come back a couple of times to LEAF for specific asks as they are working to upgrade their building and are currently working to become solvent from the Lake Placid District and purchase their property. So we took some time to do a deeper dive on Shipman Youth. This time we did a site visit, met with a number of members of their board, and talked about their plans, aspirations, and also learned a little bit more about their fundraising structure and how they're planning to make some of those things reality. Ultimately, that led to us fully funding this grant ask, which is for $12,524.61.
That's quite
It's
specific.
very specific. It is our only, no, one of the other ones asked for 0.95. At any rate, we did suggest fully funding this project. This is actually the second time they came back to us with a project to renovate the kitchen. Last time we were able to fund the safety and egress upgrades to the building. So we're happy to suggest that we now fund the kitchen renovation to make that space that can be certified by the health department again.
Very good.
And you're confident that they'll run that as a kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, they talked about not only using it for their own events and fundraisers, but opening it up specifically for community use, once they do have that license again.
Very good. Thanks, Ken.
Good evening. I have, the last four that we took a look at, or that we were gonna recommend, during this round. The first is the 80K ripple effect, which is an initiative put forward by Zach Horrocks. He's leading the whole thing, but basically it's, youth fishing for people, the kids in the community and kids and young adults in the community that would otherwise not have access. And the aim is to hopefully broaden the base of youth that are into the outdoor sports, in particular fishing and hunting. Hopefully push them to a place where they are able to attain a guide's license, attain a USGS captain's license, things like that. And Zach's gonna help them work towards that. It is totally free for the kids in the community that apply to it. And Zach did say that he has, I want to say 16 already signed up for this year. So it's great to see that that's coming together. The total project cost was $80,327.70. They were asking for $22,229.95. Given all the great ask that we had during this round, we felt that it was appropriate to give $5,000, and that is mostly going towards equipment for the kids to use. I don't know exactly specifically where that $5,000 would go, but there was fishing equipment, baits, life jackets, all sorts of stuff that Zach needed to get the project going. So that was our recommendation. The second one was from USA Luge. And this is for assistance with equipment purchases for the sliding experience for visitors in the ice house. So that is a new experience that USA Luge has been doing. Basically, it's kind of seems like kind of part interactive museum. I haven't personally done it, but part interactive museum where they take people through the facility, their ice house facility. They show them the sleds, they show them where the workshops are, kind of give them a demonstration on stuff like that. And then people actually have the ability to take a ride down the start area. So they said they've done 10 sessions last year. They're looking to expand that and purchase some more equipment for that. And they asked, the total project cost is $15,685. They asked for the full amount. And we recommended 10,000 towards that, just thinking that it would be, again, a great rainy day activity, another interactive experience that visitors to the area could take advantage of. Questions on that?
Oh, is USA Luge the only?
It's the only NGV that's based out of.
Big bus?
Yeah.
So it's probably best that we.
Keep them there.
The next one was from the Village of Lake Placid. And they are looking to raise money towards the revitalization of Peacock Park. I'm sure you're all familiar with this project. Total project cost is $180,208. They asked for $35,000, and again, given the constraints of our funding pool, and a lot of really great grants coming in, we recommended $20,000 towards that.
They couldn't use any of the parking fines they've been collecting the last couple of years.
I just paid mine.
Just ignored.
They're waiting.
And the final one is from the Village of Lake Placid Fire Department. This is for the Turtle fire suppression system, which is primarily used for electronic vehicles. It's basically a foam mat that they're able to spray onto an electronic vehicle, and specifically lithium ion fires, which are very hard to fight, apparently, never having done one. But they said it can also be used for internal combustion engines and other types of fires as well. Mat, internal combustion, things like that. Their ask was for $4,807. We recommend giving them the full ask, so $4,807.
I am curious with an electric car, what do you have to do? Flip them on the roof? And then put a mat on the battery? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
The battery's
The
underneath.
pictures appear just to be a foam.
Yeah.
Okay, huh,
Dense foam that they spray down on it.
yeah. Yeah, good job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I guess certainly before we accept or however we're gonna do, I haven't asked, if we plan on okaying this tonight, which helps them get the word out. But before that, I'd like to ask last year's rounds, have you gotten feedback from the awards that we gave out that the projects are in fact moving along? Because that's part of the process.
We
isn't
have,
it?
yeah, that's part of the process. So, we get, I think it's 6 months after.
Yeah.
That's right. I was
Yeah.
6 months after the, grant is received,
Yeah.
they have to do an update,
Yeah.
which we go over sort of as part of our thing.
Hmm.
And if, I mean, as you guys have been through this a couple of times now, a lot of the same groups come back and again. So whether they had completed previous
Yeah.
asks is we weigh that pretty heavily, when we determine whether or not.
But to date, no problems, right? I mean, everybody needs the money they're getting.
Correct. I think we've had one or two that were unable to complete and gave back.
And give back.
We have a couple that are outstanding for various reasons, but they're all in communication appropriately so that we know what the holdup is. Why and what the updated timeframe is.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So we'll call the process a success then.
I think so, and
Yeah.
even we've had a few grants where they ended up not using all of the money, so they had extra $5,000 and it's my understanding that they returned that.
Good deal.
So it seems like it's pretty efficient.
Is your leaf fund balance really $136? If this all goes out
54 cents.
and 54 cents?
Well, I don't know. So that's.
no,
I guess.
there's a reserve fund.
We have a reserve in case of, there's a really amazing ask that we can't fund.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's a pretty small number.
And there have been a number of times where people have had to apply for emergency funding. I think there was a truck that was needed for, event for the town or the village. There was a truck that needed,
Mhm.
or no,
That was like
it was
2
for
years ago,
the garden club.
Yeah.
For the
Uh-huh.
beautification. So
Beautification, that's right.
their truck died right before the season,
Mhm.
so they applied for emergency funding. So we try to keep some in reserve.
For stuff like
I don't
that.
know exactly what the balance is right now.
Okay,
But not $136.
We
Yeah.
try to
That's
keep
from the
ours.
current,
Yeah.
that's from the current round. So we do tend to spend down. We've never had
you wanna
fewer
talk about?
good grant asks
Then
than money.
Okay, we'll end up taking care of it.
I think
Sure, but
I think we had originally stated that we were gonna try to keep 20% of the total fund in reserve after each round, just in case there was a really large ask that came in.
yeah,
The grants that we've had, we really felt like we need to disperse the funds.
and we have somewhat periodic accounting between Roost and the town.
I'm sure anytime you ask for it, Bruce would give it to you. I mean, Kristen's pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talked to MJ a couple times this week about all of these are the ones that I had questions on. But one thing that I did not ask her, which if I would have written it down, guys. Yeah. Right. Oh, I know, it was about,
Voice dictating the answers or something?
was that, so you've never had any transition on the board.
No, this year is the year.
This year is the year. And so how are you doing it?
We are meeting tomorrow, we'll talk about that a little bit. We have some, there's a rough plan, but it has not ever taking place.
So like you guys would have
This
never been
year-
assigned classes or like who's like, you don't even know who's rotating, or you might just be drawing names out of a hat
So
to
we
see
have-
who's rotating.
We have a couple people who are volunteering.
Who are like, we're done,
But
we're
there,
good.
but there
Yeah.
is, I mean, you guys will know this, there is a structure for the specialty of people who should be on the board or should be on the committee.
Yeah.
So for example, if I were to go on.
Yeah, hotel motel.
Come back on the board. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, there is a structure. So first we have to decide for sure who rotates off. And then find people who can start nominating, replace them and start nominating.
Yeah, so I've seen that structure before that came like with the agreement of the 2% and with the, you know, the weight on hotel motel to make sense, right? That's where the money's coming from. But what I've never seen is like, if you're usually on board, you're in classes and those classes have 3-year terms and.
That was part of the original sort of rough draft for this, and I think we're gonna shape that up.
That's what you're planning.
We're conscious of the fact that we do have to have
You gotta get some.
groups that are selected to rotate it.
Yeah, and I will say that there's like some fair amount of like grumblings that
Mhm.
there's been no changeover.
And I think the terms are 6-year terms though.
That
They
was our.
Yeah.
So that's why this is the year. So we will, I guess. all
And then-
know there for
And that's
6
6 years, that includes the amount of time that we kind of built the bylaws. So
Exactly.
we're counting all of that. So we'll have, I think, 2 people roll
Rotate
off
every year,
every year.
starting.
Starting
26.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
26.
Yeah.
Which in the same realm, should we be considering changing our rep from the board as well?
I think Dick's very happy where he is.
Oh, I'm sure.
Go ahead. I don't think he's gonna volunteer himself soon, but imagine it down the line. Imagine.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna ask Dick.
I think it goes without saying now, no matter who's on your list, you gotta let them know how dedicated you gotta be, cause I know the hundreds of hours you guys put in to bring this to us. It's easy to listen to the presentation, but you guys have gone and done extra digging on so many of these applications, and we know it. So it's certainly a sincere thanks.
Thank you. So is that, actually, there's a great question since you're asking her. So let's say tomorrow we come up with a plan, then we'll come up with potential candidates. Do you guys want to review those candidates or how?
I
This
think
is the
always
first
like
time
it.
we're kind of
I
all.
think we always let that to you guys.
Yeah,
I don't think we wanna touch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
it's really a great separation of powers.
Imagine whatever the structure that is.
We
this
don't,
Architect of it might adhering.
and the only way we touch it is our representative.
Yes, right.
So we're good with it.
You guys have them built, obviously.
Yeah.
If we do come up with or when we do come up with a formalized process, is that something that we should get approved by?
No, I don't think it needs to be approved by us either. I would just like to see it because there are a lot of people asking.
Yeah.
So I would like to go.
I'd like to see it too.
Yeah.
Emily and I are in different circles. Most people complain about the election, so that's what I hear rolling now.
I hear you about these people.
You can do anything.
Give more money. Yeah, change them up.
You may want to consider, yes, you already have approval of the grants themselves. So there may have to be some discussion about who ultimately has the authority over the structure and the terms and those appointed.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Because-
want anything.
Okay, if you don't want it, then
But ultimately,
you guys also have to answer to what's the composition of this board.
They tell me.
right,
Which has already been approved through the county. Like that's all been said, like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So maybe the county wants to know. Like maybe that's a fair question. for
I
the
can-
county.
If I'm, yeah,
Yeah.
right? I
once
mean,
you've
so we'll-
structured the change, I can bring it on Monday morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of Dick just because he has secret.
Not that Emily's pushing, but she's open to communication.
Before they leave, then, should I ask for a motion to accept these? Do you wanna wait for any discussion? Personally, I'm fine with everything that's been presented.
Since Grace is sitting here and she's probably jotted everything down.
Sure. Yeah,
It's unfortunate we can't use a little bit of the reserve to get the USA Illustra 100%, but other than that,
Well, I wanted the nice stuff building. I didn't get that.
I don't want anything.
Yeah.
So I'll take a motion. Anyone? Jason, second. Rick? Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Carried. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
The same.
All right, let's move on to new business. Quite a few of these items will be quick. Yeah. On our second floor, I brought it up previously, the DMV office. The chance of us getting employees to man that are very small. I'm looking for a recommendation to bring back to the county that doesn't force them, but says, do you have a use for, what'd we just get in up there, printers?
Yeah, they put new printers and.
Yeah, but out from state DMV. But if we're gonna utilize that room, that island has to be taken down and opened up. You know how narrow it is up there.
So you're feeling super confident that the county has. zero
I'm super
desire-
confident that it's been 4 years that I've been asking at least every 2 months, where are we at with employees? And
Uh,
even if they had one employee doesn't cut it because they have to be supervised.
you know,
Ticonderoga just got opened up and that's part-time. All I'm saying is it's revenue for us.
Sure.
And it was nice of this town, previous town boards to offer that space.
Because it's offered at no rent.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the county's position is Ticonderoga was more important than here because of Franklin County's office in Saranac Lake. So people had a service to go to.
Except the
So those-
cities.
Except, yeah,
The
the
county
county
and not in our county.
You think they would have cared more that they had an option to go to a different county?
maybe it's not
So that's where
special
we're at.
service either.
I can hold off if you want, but I'd like to move things
My
ahead.
only other question was, do you have a tenant in mind? Cause I feel like we have.
I do not, but at
Okay.
least if the county knows they have to come up with a plan to come get the equipment. They spent $25,000 getting that room ready.
Okay. Do you think this is
So I'll continue the conversation just so they know the way we're leaning.
And also, I think it's fair to say that we're kind of running out of space.
Right,
Like there are other organizations or offices that want.
there's a window in that room.
Ton of second floor though.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just far enough that if you jump out the window, you're not gonna.
You're just gonna get hurt.
You're just gonna get.
All right, so we got my margin.
Yeah.
You feel confident moving ahead with the comp plan? Like, we're not. I thought everything looked good. We didn't agree on anything that needed to be amended from this. Do you feel confident putting it into policy?
Yes, I do. Dick had some concerns and I don't know what those were. I think the changes have been made.
Well, it was about the discretion component of the
Correct.
department. I guess my concern is that, what's the implementation process look like? Because we can't. The highway or whatever, whoever the union contracts are unlikely to open up the contract, so do we put it in
We'll do an MOU
non-MOU?
with the unions. They're very accepting of those union.
Yeah.
So, but then we do non-union and then work concurrently with union and fill out the MOU.
Right. And to be honest, it's the union employees who use
This,
the comp time.
Mhm.
yeah,
And it isn't a huge number of people. Did you have any comp time? Good this year.
No, but it came up today,
Okay.
so I was gonna ask that later.
Okay.
Cause I know there had been maybe 2 meetings ago, Kathy brought forward the question about comp time
Mhm.
and a policy.
Did you see the policy?
Did you see that? Cause now we're gonna vote on
I haven't seen it.
it. So maybe
Okay.
we should let you look at it.
all right,
I'd be happy to look at it.
Table it to May.
listen, it'll be on
Yeah.
May.
And that way we can get to, if they
I
didn't.
mean, if you-
Dick's
I mean,
question.
there's things going on, I mean, I can look at it now.
Well, I think it would be a more methodical process, but can we have Jeremy look at it and then discuss it at workshop at the end?
Sure.
And then.
We can make it conditional on Dick's concern and his acceptance.
Do you want the electronic version too?
I finally get it on the paper and
I'm
here.
sending it back to him anymore. I'm very disappointed. I
Telling you,
can't tell you.
This is my new system. It's gonna work out.
I agree.
Your office, that's just gonna get full of papers.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Come in with someone.
All right, so
Each sheet.
Just important things.
moving right along. This is another quick thing for you to consider. As you may or may not know, the village just accepted a text alert system.
Been in conversations for some time, even when I was on board years ago.
Yeah.
But that's fantastic.
Yeah, and it came to light when we had a state of emergency just a week ago.
Hmm.
And I got a hold of the mayor and I said, hey, is it up and running? Can we utilize it? Long story short, they're still in, I'll call it their marketing phase, but they have over 400 folks signed up already. After talking to the mayor, I believe his invitation to join the village with this for any number of different notifications would leave us partners with them. It's a $6,000 a year. So for $3,000,
Yeah, it just seemed, my question was gonna be like, can we just hop on to whatever they're doing?
oh, it has to be a separate contract.
No, we can expand that, but financially, we need to support.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mean not financially. I just meant like, why are we recreating something where
Right.
it'd be like,
No.
if you want notices about town roads, this is the,
Town roads could be a subgroup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I emailed Mindy, surprised she didn't get
Well, I tried to get a hold of her this afternoon. She was gone, but Tracy's the one that looked up what they paid for me.
Yeah, and yes, okay. I got other questions. I'll talk to Mindy.
Okay,
yeah, I think if we don't have to reinvent the wheel and do it ourselves, and then it's like the same marketing campaign. So
Right.
I wish we would have been involved from the beginning, so it was a one marketing campaign, but it is what it is.
Because it is a fraction of the population that signed up,
Yeah.
so it does need to be.
Yeah.
PR.
but our
I mean,
marketing
we-
campaign, there's our
Yeah.
marketing campaign right back there.
We also have less, I mean, because the village has like a lot, all their utilities, right? So ours is really just road, state of emergency.
Yeah,
What could expand to?
You can keep it if you
Park
want.
district and things like that.
okay. Well, that's.
I think
all-
it depends on what you opt into,
Right,
right?
or conditions or whatever. So,
So I feel like it's meant to be an emergency.
well, if the street clean, like it says right here, street cleaning, that's not an emergency. Paving's not an emergency. It's just letting people know what Kenny does. He posts it on Facebook, which is fantastic, letting people know a day or two in advance. Whereas like, hey, Brad, when you coming through, he's a little reluctant to kind of lay out a plan because if something comes up and he can't adhere to it, there's some confusion.
It depends if you're in the little car that's driving by when they're flushing hydrants and it takes you with the window open, that's an emergency. All right, so anyway, I'll follow through with that, get particulars, and you're gonna as well. Yep. All right, next item is a quick discussion on Saranac Lake Townhouse. They've appealed to me for new locks on their doors. Some of the doors don't even have locks. Their main request was that centered around when there's elections and there's no personnel there. Just so a room couldn't be accessed, without permission. I'm also recommending that we put in a new back door. It's an old metal door, rusted at the bottom. The grill work is all busted out of it. The seals are no good anymore, and it would be an efficiency move.
The Saranac Lake Townhouse is its own budget, correct?
Yes.
Is this in the budget?
What we do is we put in an allocation. I want to say we put in $5,000 or $6,000 toward things like that. Yeah. In any respect. And soon I'm working with the foundation board now. As you know, when we came close to overriding the tax cap, we identified a few areas where we could offset things with some revenue. And the foundation, is very appreciative that we've given them that building for no rent now for a few years. And they're willing, at our request, to ask for a modest $700 a month rent. And that's in the works right now, so that will start very soon.
Retro January.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about,
There's
where did this idea come from, but I don't even need to ask. Where did this
It
idea
came from budget.
Well, we need to cover our costs.
Yeah, we gotta cover our costs.
I'm just,
Yeah.
you know, Derek is not out there going, okay, never do.
They're totally, how much money is in the beginning?
So do I have any responses on keys and a door?
I don't want to, so.
I guess I was just, my only thing would be like, is it $25,000? Is it $5,000?
Oh, the new door is $700 to $1,000. And to have them go in and do keys is probably $400 to $500 plus the keys, the lock. So maybe, let's say $2,000.
So you, most realistically, it's all within, Saranac Lake Townhouse budget.
Right,
Okay,
yep,
then I don't have a problem with that.
okay. Rick, we need to approve this Lake Placid Classic. It's not, I,
Approve the door, like, don't.
oh, do you want a motion to approve that funding?
So,
Jason? Rick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You want to talk about October 11th? Of course, you're not even in that anymore, are you?
Right.
You'll always be.
Chief of the course, that's about.
Yeah,
It's the 54th annual Lake Placid Classic. So I don't have the letter in front of me requesting, it's the same letter. There's the race directors, there's two of them are under the understanding that it's a moving target down there. So they'll be working with myself and Jeremy. You don't know that. Because
no, I do now.
if the
Race.
if the long building probably won't be construction in October, it might be, but there'll probably be no electricity down where the race usually ends, so we're looking at
No.
moving it up. The electricity for along the gate there comes from the VIP area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So looking at starting and ending the race up by the office, the horse show office. So.
So I think I just think there's some other conversations too, because I think that was the weekend that we ended up having the trifecta of events all happening there. Between Olaf and the youth soccer tournament.
And Olaf, yeah.
And ski jumping.
Right.
All happening at the same time.
The planning.
Olaf we communicate back and forth and he moves it to the schools if it's that weekend. There was also a fourth event.
I just know from my old hat
Right.
that was an issue that weekend. We had. There was issues.
But it did, but I will say
Well,
that the
and
tournament
and
did, the
locations.
tournament did not get moved, because that, if it's the same
Correct,
tournament,
that's
it's a huge tournament, you can't fit it at the school field.
It-
It didn't move last year. That was the
It's
issue.
not in the worship grounds.
Yes, it was.
It was.
During the,
Oh, so maybe it
Oh,
didn't
right.
coincide with that, but
Right,
it coincided
didn't
with
coincide.
the ski jumping.
By the time you were done and out, they were starting,
Right.
so the coordination of the marathon and that was fine, but then the parking for
ski.
Flaming Leaves was a cluster.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, and it, Craig.
And I haven't,
It was amazing. Just one right now. Are you there?
and we haven't, and I haven't had any contact with Olaf about any use of the athletic fields. I haven't heard anything,
Soccer.
yeah, or even in the summer.
you have his contact info.
I do not.
I'll get it to you.
Just more about fields to clarify, fields for parking, because the soccer actually happens on school fields. Correct.
But the parking is on horseshoe,
Yeah.
show fields.
So it's just about the parking.
I don't know that for sure, because I don't have any information on the tournament and what happened. They had no files. So I don't know what
Yes.
they used
Yeah, they could be, it's all school fields, but 100% they need communication with you because the parking is absolutely on the town.
Okay. That's helpful.
Olaf I'll let Rick make that connection, cause he needs chat GPT in my opinion.
I see him every morning.
The other, yeah, and Olaf is only soccer. The clerk, so there's someone else for it, like, that's his,
Yeah, that's his area.
commissioner, soccer commissioner.
Who is the Lake Placid Classic chairperson now?
Tracy Wagner and Andy Chamberlain.
Okay. Anything further on that topic? All right. Let's move to accepting a resolution
Grace.
on the $50,000 to First Steps program.
Can we go back just, do you want
Sure.
to approve that or no? You want to hold, put it on hold
Uh,
for Saturday, October 11th?
The same as last year.
Do we
Usually-
know 100%?
the course is the same. I guess I got confused when you guys wanted to talk
Everything,
and settle it.
Yeah,
everything.
if you're approving the course, then I guess we can approve that, but. It's still gonna end at showgrounds. I mean, I guess I just maybe want some more communication between the Orda about Flaming Leaves and
What do we need to?
Youth Athletic Association to make sure that it's all working.
Yeah, so I think I think when it's just been classic, it's been okay, because by the time they're in, done and out, is really just when things are starting up at Flaming Leaves. And so I think that there's a transition time there that's worked. I think it was the adding of the youth soccer on top of that was the issue.
And so I think it's just fair to say to them, you cannot do your big tournament on October 11th.
Correct.
There are other weekends can
Correct.
fall.
Right, which is, as Derek knows, that's what we tried last year, but that wasn't
That communication,
communicated
yeah.
to Olaf and.
Because the communicator didn't bring the message.
Correct.
So I guess I'm willing to approve it as long as I really think, I do feel like the youth soccer cannot be that weekend. Do you have strong feelings about it?
I did, I was there till the bitter end and I didn't even see them, so. We were gone by noon.
See, there was no chaos with the classic, the chaos.
With the parking.
But Jason, back me up on the youth soccer. It starts at like not 8 in the morning. It goes all day long.
It does.
So I don't know how you didn't see them. And there's hundreds and hundreds.
Oh,
of
I
people
know.
there.
Because the previous 2 years, they moved to the school.
Elementary school?
Yeah.
How back then?
And up here, you know,
I think if you split the two, then it might be able to work.
I don't know, that's, I just,
Well, let me ask you this. Columbus Day, can they use athletic fields?
Yeah, but they would have to then all be,
They can't get, then they have to cross the.
They need more than 7 fields?
and they'd all have to be
What?
one. I just think it's the easiest thing is like they can do it a different weekend. Like there's no.
And they've done that in the past, is my understanding is that he has moved when there's been that conflict. It was that it wasn't communicated in time.
No matter if the schedule's out.
Correct.
In the schedule is not out. There's not even a baseball schedule out.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering when that starts. I know I gotta get some documentation.
Taking concussion training.
It's made a request for Flaming Leaves.
Okay,
So, I mean, it's always that weekend, but they haven't officially.
so where do I leave this ball? With you
Yeah.
or? Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's just a conversation I can have with Rebecca to see if they're planning the same weekend. I can have the conversation with Olaf and just say like, okay, we've got 3 things happening and they all can't use the same parking lot.
But none of that is dependent on whether we authorize the use of the course, right? So
Right.
we can just move forward with that, and then everything else can be sorted out.
and I know that they've already opened registration.
Yeah, so I'm fine with that. Like,
Okay.
they need to move forward on
Yeah.
that. They're first, well, Orda's first and they're
They're
first.
not, they're first.
And then Orda's second, and then LPYA is third because there's been no communication.
And there's been no communication from Orta at this point either from us.
So then they're first, they get a.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I have no problem.
So then I'll take a motion to approve the Lake Placid Classic for Saturday, October 11th.
So moved.
Moved by Jason, second.
Second.
Just
Emily?
under discussion, it's still supporting community schools? Is that the primary?
There's been a switch
Okay.
in that. It's supporting youth organizations.
Okay, so it's more broad now,
Correct.
which is,
But community schools will probably be doing at least 2 aid stations.
okay,
And the amount of money that they're giving to the individual associations is much higher.
okay. And I'm happy to do this because Lake Placid Classic is the only sort of race event that goes entirely
Right back to
the community.
Yeah, good. All right, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. No one opposed, carried. Okay, now we'll do the resolution of $50,000 to First Steps. And for clarity, so everyone knows, that comes from occupancy tax money. And it is for, how would you describe the group? Ad hoc,
As of now, it was an initiative that you started,
yeah,
and then, the Dean and Emily researched for the year and then transitioned, so now it's becoming more of an independent organization. Because ultimately, the town is not going to be supporting it fiscally anymore, so they're gonna
Right.
be independent, run this organization. But St. Agnes is the primary sort of recipient to get that Birth of Three program up, and hopefully accumulate enough sort of donations to have some sort of trust to be able to disseminate funds to either create additional ones or enhance existing ones moving forward, so.
exactly. That about sums it
I
up.
was gonna say with this, it, in addition to the LEAP, is now real, and they're going to start moving forward with the application process and all of the other sort of
It is
projects.
the,
It's no more conversation, it's real.
it's in gear.
It's in view.
Yep. With that being said, I'll take a motion to accept.
Do you wanna make the motion since this was your initiative?
Sure, I'd be glad to make the motion.
And we wanna second it, cause you.
Oh, thanks, Jason. I'll second it.
Mhm.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. No one opposed, it's carried. Thank you. I sent you all a proposal from Swazo Doty and Associates. Yes, he's probably related, but that's the way it is. Yeah, just threw that in for a little humor.
Did they add to that?
Yeah, he's a new partner.
Oh,
Yeah,
what relation is he?
I don't know. I have no idea. In any respect, if you've read it over, this really only is concerned with phase one, which is, applications for funding, grant search. It's a $19,000 bill. The timeline is spelled out here, with phase one running into February of 26. Management coordinations, meeting and correspondence is a couple grand. Some land survey services is $1,000. There will be a subcontract fee, which it naturally is the surveyor at $8,500. Updates to the engineering report and a cost estimate is $2,500. And the funding application preparation is $5,000. Brings the subtotal to 11,000 plus the surveyor, brings us at $19,000. I think it worth mentioning that Swazo Engineering has a very, let's call it a strict policy on meeting with us very regularly. In fact, we meet tomorrow, don't we? Yeah. So we're kept abreast on, well, we have 3 or 4 different things going on with them. They've been not only very reasonably priced, represented us well, but very organized, and I continue to be so impressed with them. This, by the way, is a result an RFP put out for engineering services, if you remember. We had Swazo and one other, company, I can't even remember their name now. But they did not have any prior experience in this area. The huge benefit for us right now with Swazo is that not only do they represent us, but they do a lot of work for the village. So with respect, the next big thing coming down our, you know, we were awarded on their investigation for funding. They secured for us $3.7 million toward the Rousemont sewer project. So their network into funding avenues has been very successful. With that being said, I'm gonna make the motion to accept Swazo Engineering for phase 1 of the West Valley Sidewalk Project. And keep in mind, phase 1 doesn't move forward into phase 2 until there is adequate funding to move forward. So at least that's a good stopgap for us.
My only question was about the surveying work, because we already did so much surveying work with the original plan. What is the additional surveying work
I think it is exact. It's probably actual markers in the ground.
for easement? Would that,
Yeah.
well, actually, there are no easements? I remember some,
There,
uh,
there's no easements needed
Yeah.
so far, as long as, if you remember the mapping, I can show you on the map, as long as we stay to 5 foot and under,
Oh, the sidewalk instead of 6 feet?
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
then we didn't need to encroach.
Okay.
And I'm sure now what it means, it'll mean identifying not only pins so that you can go the whole distance with a design, but also probably mapping the sewer that's on that same side. Yeah, in fact, I should also mention, I've met with Dave Janito, he's working with Brad to try to put in fiber optic down that road before we put the sidewalk in, but he needs to know the location of the sewer as well.
Which will potentially supply internet and fiber optic.
For
Nida.
Homestead and,
So,
yeah,
For the scope of that project, correct me if I'm wrong, but 8,500, I looked at that and said, that's low.
yeah.
So they must be using some of the existing.
Oh, I'm sure, because
yeah, because we paid a lot for Stacy to.
Stacy's already identified, our easement or our right of way.
Pretty sure the volume down is big.
So I made the motion. Anyone second yet?
Oh, yeah.
Rick? Any further discussion? You still impressed with Swazo?
Yes, very much.
Okay. All right, all in favor? Aye. No one opposed, that's carried. Oh yeah, this is minor as well. As a town board, whenever a noise ordinance amendment comes up for going beyond the hours of our noise ordinance, town board has to approve it. Then our code office sends a letter to the person looking for the amendment. And then they're made to contact any neighbors. In this case, it is for Adirondack Health. They're holding their gala July 12th in Raybrook. And as you know, it isn't really a booming metropolis. So
Yeah.
the nearest neighbor is,
You.
yeah, probably.
I don't think I saw the letter. Where in Raybrook, the new place?
The new wedding.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright.
Wilderness. You know, I forget their name. But in any respect, it's set back in, and the only neighbor that could remotely hear them is Ryan, that lives, works for the village.
Taylor?
Yeah,
Oh,
so, you know, they'll notify him, and it's, 9 to 11 o'clock at night.
That's why there's been more BTI traffic over in that area.
Yeah,
Knock them down for the Geelong.
yeah.
It's like, oh, my birthday? I didn't know they were celebrating you. I was very kind of them.
Show up.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'll make a motion to approve that gala for Adirondack Health. Jason, second. Rick?
I was gonna put a mild stop on it because I think that we usually wait for them to notify their neighbors and then we act on it.
I can, but before Darcy will move on it, she needs approval from,
I guess what we're approving is that they notify their neighbors.
make it conditional.
Cause I don't,
We did the same thing on Mirror Lake.
yeah, and we did it for the gala when it was on River Road. But
Right.
I don't think we can approve it before they, like, we're jumping the gun, like, we have to let them notify their neighbors.
Do you wanna move it conditional on no complaints?
Yeah, yeah, no comments back from the neighbors.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fine.
all right,
I actually don't have a problem with it, I just wanna make sure the process. is-
Right.
Yeah. What'd you say?
You better know.
yeah. All right, so all in favor? Aye. You're not opposed.
No, sorry, I was reading, I
Carried.
was getting ready for the next bullet point. Got paper, I've got a computer, going back and
Very
forth.
efficient box, actually.
Next item, we're to committee reports and under, I've got a quick note, I think.
You big canvas fund,
Uh,
that's what I needed time for.
oh yeah, I have that. That's under committee reports too, I'm guessing.
It's its own agenda item.
Agenda.
It is on the agenda?
Yeah.
It's-
What agenda?
Yeah,
did I
it's
get?
after approved ordinance.
That's on your agenda.
No,
Say that on mine. What? You have two agendas?
You have two types of agenda?
well, yeah, because noticed a few things that needed to be improved.
Well, it's not mine.
Because I think we both got it.
Are you before the committee?
You got it.
But I'm before the committee.
I just added a few things.
So then moving forward, I'd like a conversation between you and Adrian, so we all get the same agenda.
She sent out the new agenda. She sent out one and then she sent out a new one. I
Okay,
So
didn't,
maybe you guys have.
I only changed mine
okay,
to make it bigger, so I could see it.
okay.
That's all I did.
And you guys got the file today, I'm assuming, I know it was not a lot of time, but I'm 100% throwing Dick under the bus because I don't know where he is. And I tried to meet up with Dick multiple times.
One Haley.
Yeah, it's a Google Drive from Haley. And so there is another request from the school district for the community schools program where they run that extra week of a half-day programming to extend from our end of Camp Placid, one more week with half-day programming to get that parents over that hump from end of Camp Placid to school starting. So, I didn't get to talk to Dick. It's really like a dictatorship here.
I did 2 years ago.
I'm suggesting because of a lot of reasons that we actually we do approve this application. As somewhat know, hope, cross our fingers, hope is that the school district is being very kind to us and that they're letting us use their building this summer for Camp Placid.
Couldn't agree more.
I think it's a minor thing to say thank you back to them for not asking us for any, like, there's no cost associated with our use of their building for this.
So the one you're talking about is community school?
Yeah, $7,000.
So
Okay.
We're helping out the school and we're being nice to the school district.
We are, but my concern is we pay school taxes. If this is going to be their program,
So
shouldn't they be budgeting for this?
I said that I would have a conversation. Well, I would have a conversation to say, we're doing this because of X, Y, and Z. Please put this in your budget next year.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
I agree with it. I think it's a great program, but it's just, this isn't the only one.
Yeah,
They're hitting up several places and are they overextending themselves? I
Yeah.
guess is my question as a.
I agree as well.
district.
Yeah.
So. Sorry, Tim.
so for this year, I did
Yep.
think that it was important to say yes to this one.
Agree with that.
agreed.
The second one is the language club, which was one of Haley and I agreed that it was such a complete application. We didn't even have any questions.
I was amazed at that application.
Yeah, so it gives you everything, like where is the rest of the money coming from? Because that's always one of our number one questions, like, well, your budget's 16,000, you're asking for 5, where the hell's the rest of the money?
Thanks, Sam.
Bake sale, I love it. You get it? Question, bake sale, you're selling crepes. So we think this is, and again, this is outside of a school budget, right? This is not something that's gonna be included in a school budget. So we as taxpayers, school taxpayers, and there's no double dipping, like,
Totally.
shouldn't have been in their budget. It makes sense to ask cannabis funds for this. So, I think it's a great ask, and it fits everything that we were looking for.
And they still need to get gear to raise $4,000.
Yeah, but they're selling those crepes.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I want to know where they're selling them.
I think they sell them in school. And then I was at the craft.
Put it
fair.
up, I'll buy it.
I bought a coffee for one, and then I didn't do it yet, but I'm like, oh, $17 for that.
They were at the craft, did you go to the craft fair? They were selling them at the craft.
Oh,
fair.
that was the sophomores?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I saw that.
No, they were only on.
They were saying
help the
locally.
teachers.
They're going to.
They were on both
So
places.
comes
Yeah.
Go sell cookies.
Yeah, great application, great.
And
Great
obviously
destination.
the ask is for them to go to Quebec City, if Grace is listening to what the ask is. Quebec City, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the last one would be, speaking of, like, Placid Youth Athletic Association. This ask is, again, falls within our guidelines. It's, youth oriented outside of any other budgeting process. But when Haley and I were talking today, we did have that question. So the total project cost is 14,000. They're asking for 5,000 from cannabis. Well, we want to know, like, what do you, if you only get 5,000, what are you buying? Which is fine. Like, you can
Yeah.
say, like, here's our, because they gave us a whole list. Like, tell us of that whole list what you're gonna buy, because I don't love just like, here's 5,000 towards 14,000 and you pick and choose. Like, I wanna know, you can pick and choose, but I want that
Specific.
picking and choosing writing. And then some follow-up that that's what they chose. They also very much could say, like, oh, we have $9,000 in our bank account that we're gonna use to purchase this. So that, we support this application and think that it should be approved. But we do have those two outlying questions, but I don't think either one of those answers would shoot the application down. It's just clarifying questions. So I was comfortable bringing this for a yes, because it is for baseball, so they kind of need the funds as soon as possible.
They broke down all the equipment and everything so good that it's easy for them to
I think, yeah,
identify.
that's, so if they say like, oh, if we don't have the rest of the money, then if they say that, then we're gonna say, you tell us on that list what you're gonna buy.
Yeah.
That equals $5,000. And it's just so that when they do the follow-up in 6 months, they can say to Haley, like, here is everything we bought that we said we buy with the $5,000.
I mean, they're even into turf management.
Yeah,
It's,
no, it's a good budget. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know where the rest of that money is coming from.
It's step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say approve it on the condition that we get the answer where the rest of the money is coming from, and if they don't have the rest of the money, then we get a list of what they're buying with the 5,000.
that's fine.
Sounds good.
Agree.
Do you want one motion to cover all
Yeah,
three?
as long as that last condition was recorded. No, none of the other two did not have any condition. Oh. Yeah, the other two didn't have any condition,
One was a
Yeah.
conversation.
any official conditions,
A conversation.
conversation.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to accept this.
Okay, no, go ahead, Jason. Any further discussion? Thanks, Emily.
Thank you.
What's
Thanks,
nice,
Dave.
what's nice about these applications, they're very clear. It doesn't leave a lot of guesswork on our part to justify them.
Yeah, we did, Haley and I also did talk today about how we might start asking we only ask for a project budget. And we think we might start asking for like an organizational budget, because that would have answered our LPYA
Right.
questions without having to
Go back.
go back. But at the same time, I think Jason, I know that would have been a hard ask for them. So.
Extremely hard.
Yes, so-
No.
All right, so all in favor?
I-
Aye. No one opposed, that's carried.
Is there, any update on cannabis funds?
Other than, I think I told you the mayor contacted Elevation is the name of it or whatever.
Oh, that sounds like Mary.
And he thought that sales tax receipts were in arrears. That's not so. They returned reply, we pay by the quarter. So at the end of the quarter, that $33,000 to them and to us will be coming in.
Okay,
Yeah,
because I talked to Kathy and she said there was some discrepancy, but you're saying it's been resolved.
I'm saying that's the response that came from.
Oh, okay. There was
the
a-
business.
there was a response.
But I think we hear more on it. Ours is such a minute percentage that the
Yes,
state would be off.
Yeah.
for sure. And they're still doing business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too long.
All right, Is
All the
Rick
seniors on there.
before I do?
They don't.
I know.
No, okay.
My seniors haven't gotten anything from Canvas funds yet, guys, so. just put it out
Under
there.
committee reports, I made a little note that Rick and or Jeremy want to talk about cloud backup. I have Emily that wants to talk about marinas.
Oh, no, I was a joke. I was totally joking. I don't want to talk about Marina.
Oh, I thought you did want
I should have
to.
said sarcasm.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of communication problems.
Well, you and Rick are good at the sarcasm.
I think the marinas were handled at last night's meeting.
Yes.
Would
Okay,
you agree? Not handled, but
Blankly described.
yeah, I mean, the village, it's, I don't know what the town could add, really. Because
I
every,
assume the town would probably have the same issues that the village would.
the only plot of land that the town owns is right at the intake for our water supply, so.
No, we don't.
No.
The village does.
Don't we own that little strip? No? So it's all village again?
yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
all right. So do we want to discuss cloud backup at all? No,
Wrong guy for cloud backup.
all right. Well, I'm hoping it may be addressed with our new venture with Cyber Shared Services in New York State.
I'm not sure, we'd have to, I think from my perspective, we'd have to investigate that to see, because I think there is security for the backup. We just don't have a backup.
Then you
Yeah,
know, we'll
Time
do,
Warner, I mean.
Definitely get.
we'll pick it up with Janito. Janito will know what to tell us.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, Twin State
They do not have backup.
of our data. Yeah.
no,
They do
They
not.
they restored my whole computer
Not of our hard drive.
of our,
That would,
just documents on.
Yeah, those are hard drives.
yeah, hard drives.
We'd be looking at perhaps getting RFP on for our IT needs.
yeah,
So Kathy, I mean, I don't know if we want to discuss this now. We want to discuss it.
well, if it's contractual, no, I'd rather wait when we're talking about various companies.
Yes.
And she put in the request to Twin State, and I have not heard a response.
Right,
So there's something down.
all right. Do you have anything else under committee or anything? Okay,
I've got one thing that Ken wanted me to bring up, just to keep the board informed that, he did an assessment of Algonquin.
Mountain?
Algonquin Drive,
Didn't we just put a ton of money into this culvert?
culverts, and the culverts are fine. It's the catch basins.
yeah,
That are being undermined, and that's why they're getting some undermining of the pavement. The road needs repaving, close to 2 miles.
2 miles.
Yeah, I didn't.
we're overdue to move up there.
So he said all this is coming down the line, but he just wanted to make sure the board was aware that
That's a long.
that's, yeah.
Did he talk to you about the concrete product
Yes.
company or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah,
So, you know, we got talking about sidewalks, he said, well, while you're talking about sidewalks.
He doesn't even like sidewalks.
exactly. Yeah,
Wait till I show him the plan that Clarkson came up with.
So that was,
all right, then if anything else, committee report wise, you're good now that the resolution's passed for the
Yeah.
first steps.
I don't know, does anyone else need, I kind of went over it twice as far as where First Steps is.
Yeah, well,
We're First Steps is getting between those two contributions. I wouldn't say put them over the top, but it's definitely closed the gap that it's real now, and then, the fundraising component on. Now that we have, Rotary as a fiscal sponsor, seems extremely manageable and doable in this short time frame that we have.
yeah, I
So
agree,
it seems like we're ready to go.
good.
The only thing I was gonna say, what that related to, the building office, which is one of my committees, is that I did respond to Jill Funk and all who were copied on it, so
Yes,
hopefully that situation is better. At least they have answers now.
but you really
It's
won't
more-
have a permanent answer until there's zoning amendments.
No, I mean,
Or-
they have a short-term rental permit, and so they should be, as long as they're operating within the bounds of their short-term rental permit, they're not in violation of it.
Those 32 daytime
Yeah,
occupants.
so they can have an event that has 32 people.
Okay,
But they've been having It hasn't been confirmed that they've been having an event with more than 32. That's the
No.
assumption.
No. They were doing that last summer and they were told to stop immediately and they actually did.
Okay.
And what was happening is that they have a marketing company that was managing that website. And when you filled out like an inquiry form, you got a brochure that was literally like, I don't know if you looked at the
Yeah,
brochure.
I saw
It was
they-
like parking over here, 150, yes. And that, according to the owner and operator, they had no idea that their marketing company was still sending that out.
Okay.
And now if you go there, that does not happen anymore. Yeah. There's now like a third wall you have to get through. Go north, all the down, we're getting email address.
Did you ever sign up for this?
All right, let's move on to budget adjustments. Assuming you look at them, it's certainly a smaller list than normal. You know, the personal services seasonal that we went over on Toboggan was a result of certainly how busy we were. But as you know, Kathy put in parentheses, the revenues collected exceeded the budget by $7,700. So the 1,400 we ran over in personnel was negligible. Do you want to talk about Toboggan at all? It really was a successful season.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it was. I think that there's still some adjustments that we can make in process to how we have the transition from the chute out onto the ice.
Yep.
And I also think that there are some potential ways that we could adjust and put some guttering or something up above
On the roof.
on the roof that will redirect, which I don't know ultimately whether, I mean, I'm sure if it were just like a light rain situation, it would certainly help. I think this year it would have made a difference, whether we had that there or not, because it came pretty hard and heavy at the last minute and that just
Wiped us out.
wiped us out. I just don't think it would have mattered this year, but I think in other situations or less than ideal weather conditions where we had a light freezing rain or something like that, it could help. So I think there's some things that we can look at that would make that better.
Compared to the two previous years, this was a huge success.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's still a question of really how much longer the ticket booth building is viable as it is. And think that there probably needs to be some adjustment there or thought on how we might either replace that building or think about how we could expand opportunities there for just simple things like popcorn and hot cocoa or something like
And-
that.
Some concession.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
concession, but when I think about that, I think about Rick and Rick being like, we shouldn't be in the business that someone else would be in. So it would be like an RFP, but would you ever be okay with that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that
I don't think
I'm
you're
not-
really competing.
it would be fine to hard, 'cause I know when I was on the village, we're trying to find someone to do a bending
Oh,
for the
yeah.
beach, and it was like, one of the constraints was like, you had to be there rain or shine, and like, no one showed up, so when someone put like a vending machine type thing.
Right.
So I don't know how.
If you go little things, I mean, that's, where do you go get popcorn and hot chocolate?
Okay.
You're
And
not
I-
gonna walk on Main Street.
Remember my t-shirt idea? I
Yeah.
survived.
Yeah,
I really
think
wanted
that's-
to.
And photography.
And a photographer.
Right, yeah, an automatic.
And
photography system.
conversely, I didn't survive because I took care of a couple of them.
Yeah.
That was actually opening weekend.
Yeah.
After that, we didn't have any
Right.
issues the rest of the.
Because we
entire
made
rest of
some
the season.
rules.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And
It was mismanaged.
the other thing, it could have been, definitely.
That weekend was terrible.
I also had a conversation with USAVS at World Championships. They're interested in, I'm not sure how it would work or whatever, and it's a discussion that we can have when we get closer to the season next year. But it's an Olympic year, they, is there some way that there could be some confab that they could come out when they're here in a training and do the public session and, something like that where the athletes could come out and meet people and it's akin to,
Yeah.
bobsledding and so, yeah, so they're interested in a branding opportunity, an opportunity to get their athletes out there to meet the public. I mean, they're open to
If
anything.
Mother Nature cooperates, we'll cooperate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I thought it was a good way to maybe tie in the community, so.
good deal. Is there any further comments on budget amendments? Okay. How about personnel actions? We're not gonna add personnel actions tonight yet, other than what's here with Eric.
Yeah.
Francis Bear, that's highway, and Alicia.
Yeah, and Jim should be on there too.
Well, because that confirmed today.
That was confirmed today.
But it's not, unless I'm
I'm not
looking
sure.
at the most recent one.
Yeah, I didn't see Kathy send out a new one, so I'm not sure why I gave her that.
She told us to record what we do tonight and you
Correct.
can touch base with her in the morning.
Yep.
What was Jim's rate?
65, I mean, plus what we had in the agreement that was already drawn and signed.
No, you mean
No.
Eric?
Jim.
Yeah.
Jim.
Oh, Jim, sorry, my bad.
I said, I'm gonna be, can I sign it?
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't really.
yeah. Jeez. I will go do it. No, Jim is, sorry, 28. And he was, and understood that he was very happy with 28. He thought, and I talked to him about it and asked, I mean, obviously he has extensive years of experience, open water experience. I said, is that, I gave him an opportunity to push back and he didn't. He felt like 28 was reasonable and
He took you for, I told him 24 and he was enthusiastic.
Yeah.
that helped me. So he thought 28 was
Win-win.
But yeah, he's excited to be on board.
While we're on personnel, do you want to talk about Eric, Alicia and Jim a little bit?
Yeah, so, well, just to finish on Jim, so I've had some discussions with him. Emily was with Jackie and I in discussions just about the beach itself. And I think there's, we've had, so we went back and looked at apps. I thought we had 12, we have 8. People that have already applied for beach. Some of them are returning customers. Last summer, lifeguards.
Okay.
But some are new too. So that is really good. But I think, we talked about kind of creating a connection between all of the life-saving folks in Lake Placid, whether it be EMS, it be the fire department, police department, kind of bringing them together and just creating opportunities for them to engage with each other. I think that really helps lifeguard experience for the future and also helps with the camaraderie and just the connection with the community. We also talked about finding other ways that Jim would be able to support continuing education for them. They have to do in-service training throughout the course of the summer anyway. But what other opportunities and are they interested in some other aspect that they could get advanced certifications and things like that? He's willing to entertain that opportunity.
Jim must have WSI.
Yes.
What if if he looks at those applications, I know we're trying to like now put our
Right.
leaders in charge.
Yep.
If he looks at any of those applications and thinks that there's someone that could become a second WSI,
Yep.
I think that would be a great offer.
Yeah.
And because I would, which again, I feel like we keep saying like, well, nothing can happen this year, but I would love to try and bring back swimming lessons. I mean, mostly it was for Camp Placid kids, which, well, maybe that's step 1. Maybe that's step end 2, but because they don't do they haven't done lessons in a really long time.
Right. And am I, for our conversation, Jim really seems really enthusiastic about creating an educational opportunity. So I think if it were like a swim instruction type thing, we'd have to obviously look to make sure that we could offer that, but I think he'd be open to the discussion for sure.
Jeremy, did you get a chance? Does he realize we need a lifeguard to be a youth program?
Yeah, so I mentioned that to him, and so I think some of that will come down to how many applicants we have. I think there's other ways that we might be able to to fill that. Somebody who were not working a particular day, but they were kind of like that transition point, they could
Assigned to the
right, they could be assigned to to that camp. So
Okay.
they would get paid their regular rate. If there was somebody who was
Stan?
on the staff that also had a lifeguarding certification for the hours that they were acting as lifeguard, we could also kind of bump their rate to be what it was if they were acting as.
Okay,
So I've had some conversations with Emily about that, so, yeah, so.
That would be optimal if we can find somebody that would, even if they're not a lifeguard now, go get trained.
Yeah,
They
because
don't
it's
get trained,
full-time.
sure,
Yeah.
yeah,
I think step one is having enough lifeguards, right?
right. for
Step
sure.
two is lessons.
No,
We get,
well, the
we have
step
a
one about the
requirement.
camp class, getting a counselor to be lifeguard certified, so then you're not straining the lifeguarding staff because they're bringing over their own their own
Having to pay
lifeguard.
overtime.
Yeah, if we can, and I
Yeah.
think if we have a big enough pool also, if, like I said, if they don't go the other way, having an extra lifeguard assigned specifically to them that was not normally scheduled for the day, so we go up one while they're there. Is also a potential possibility, so. But anyway, so that's Jim, and then, the next one is, Alicia Blinn. Alicia is multiple years, I mean, she was
So,
Yeah, she was a teaching assistant at the school district and now she's teaching in
Saranac Lake.
Saranac Lake.
Yeah, and she was a daycare,
Yes,
person for, I
when
think,
my son
10
comes
years.
through, I was very excited. She's very, really nice, very professional.
Yeah,
So,
I've been really impressed with her so far. And again, Emily and us had a conversation with Tim and Keith has offered up opportunities to work with the camp director and us in kind of revisioning the program in terms of just creating some more opportunities and engagement that is that has some educational undertones to it without it being school. Which of course the kids are not, I mean, it's a summer program, they're not excited about going back to school,
the
so.
after-school program at the school district, what they hold it is amazing. And I think if they could mirror that.
Yeah.
there's
I
some-
think that's Keith's goal.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So that's been really positive. She was also a camper when she was a youth, and so she's been a part of that program. Her children go to that camp and have for the past couple of years, so. So she's very knowledgeable about kind of what it has been, and is also just very keen about being a part of Changeport, so.
And she's full-time. Because
Yes,
we
there's
went
no
through a
split.
lot.
Right, she's the full-time, camp director person. So both Jim and Alicia are going to do paperwork this week. We have a meeting with the health department for camp classes on Monday. Just to go over where we are in our camp planning and what still needs to be done. And Jim and both of them are gonna start looking at the applicants we've already had. And over break, for those students that are still that are in the area or haven't gone somewhere or coming back, to start setting up interviews. Really, really
It's
positive,
exciting.
I think that
super.
Adrian or you and I can help. There should be like a big press release about 3 new positions
Yeah.
within park, like, they're not department heads, unlike what they'd be called though, like upper management positions
Yeah.
within park district.
Yeah, or summer program positions or
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Seasonal summer program positions.
Yeah.
Like that
Depends
we,
on all the time, so.
Yeah. I'll let chat figure out what it's called. Um,
As long as you do the
As long as you cite it.
Yeah,
contract.
and like it, cause it's, I mean, I feel like last year was like a little bit of a hit or miss with everything. And now to come back this summer and be like, hey, look, we've got these 3 strong people that we've hired.
Yep, for sure. And we have interest in youth and college students returning to the area and being camp counselors and lifeguards. We're still looking for more, but the response so far has been pretty favorable, so.
There's the gal you'll need to contact.
Hello, how are you? So yeah, so that's been really positive. And then what was the last one?
Eric.
I was there.
Eric, yeah, and so Eric, also excited to have, a new golf pro. And he will, officially be here, he is actually probably moving up his arrival day, a day or two, but certainly by, April 20th, we've been having Zoom meetings and phone calls and, you know, discussions about things. I do wanted to say to the board too that, because I know there was discussion about rates and rate decisions that were already made and how does he view that as the golf pro in relation to other programming and things like that. He actually thought they were good for this year. The only thing that he felt was missing was, we did not have a date set for the difference between early season and higher regular season. And so he thinks that we should put a date on that so
That's
that.
for daily greens fees or for?
Right, exactly. Yeah, for Daly's green fees. We didn't
General
have,
fees.
yeah, they get a reduced rate early, but he, you know, asked certainly a good question and just, I didn't have frame of reference in the discussion.
Typically,
Just said,
it's July 4th.
is it? So he's gonna be up early. We have a little bit of a survey going out to staff. And you know, some of the staff that have worked the pro shop and stuff like that. We'll have to make some adjustment in personnel, and number of personnel as we change policies to clean up some other areas, which overall I think are also gonna help us in the revenue generation side of things. So I think just has been really positive so far.
Well, with that being said, I take a motion to accept the personnel actions.
Second.
And second, Jason, any further discussion? I'm gonna throw one thing in before we vote. I'd be remiss if I didn't say, Jeremy, you haven't been on board that long, and the pace you have kept to solidify every department that's under you has been exceptional. I can't thank you enough. You know,
And your ability to take direction or.
It's-
It's outstanding.
yeah, but it's an effort that is really appreciated.
But I'm also gonna turn this back to both Emily and Rick too, because they've helped in a lot of ways in kind of turning other people in the community onto the opportunities and the position. So it's often I can take the football and run with it, but sometimes I need to be past the football and they've really.
You're exactly right, because I tell everyone, town of North Elba has 3 supervisors. Because really, the 3 of us are in the building every day and attending to everything. And that is the secret to success.
Yeah. So.
But
it's been a
anyway,
team effort.
you're a welcomed commodity. Yeah,
Appreciate that. Thank you.
all right, with that, I'll take a vote on personnel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No one opposed, carried.
The budget adjustments.
Yeah, I was thinking we were gonna do that with, I didn't, that,
We did budgets.
no, we didn't.
We didn't? All right, well, let's do budget. Adjustments. I'll take a motion.
What, you wanna combine it with audits? Or are we not combining with audits?
I can. I thought we did budget adjustments, but we
I
didn't.
think we digress into it.
Okay.
I'll second Rick's motion for.
All right. No further discussion. All in favor?
All right,
Aye. Carried.
I'll make the motion for the, move the Alex, whatever you were discussing for something.
All right.
Read them,
Yep.
signed them.
Sign.
All right,
Who seconds?
Second.
Emily? Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No one opposed. That's carried. We are at the area of persons' opportunity to speak. Fred?
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
A couple questions, so.
Wonder t-shirt.
What does your t-shirt say?
What would bullseye do? Well, then, can you give, please give me one of those shirts. I want one.
Yours.
Right off his back.
We gotta make you pull the camera off.
Will you
I put
campaign?
on some weight.
Campaign?
Go on, say that. What's that?
Will you campaign, pledge to campaign in it this year?
I can certainly throw some social media posts.
We should get a, what would Leon do? So Dick is absent tonight, obviously. Was a reason given for Dick's absence?
He's out of town.
He's out of town.
Yeah.
Is he like in this, somewhere warm or?
Well, you know those ones
Yeah.
in center, he's enjoying his life.
He's actually heading back here.
Yeah, he's on his way back.
Great, and,
He's been in contact with everyone throughout issue.
good year. And then, land use code committee, when is that next meet?
April 30th at 10.
Emily says, the more people, the better.
No, but I did say that Fred could come and the public could come.
Well, they told me something different.
I probably missed the last one.
I'm.
She'll put on, make sure
Call
she
me
needs.
email, Fred, I'm not gonna send you an email, I'm sorry.
It's fine, it's
If
fine.
you wanna call me and ask me, then I'll tell you when it is.
Okay,
And you're not allowed to speak, I did,
that's fine.
Okay.
I'm just curious. And that would be in what room?
third floor meeting room.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
That's it.
That's all I got.
Grace, you're up.
Just one thing, I lost track a little bit of what you approved. Did you all approve the LEAF grants or is that for another?
Yeah.
Typically, I think in times past, we did probably wait at the board meeting to deliver any sort of issues, but.
Well, you see, now when they send us their recommendations before, there's you can go to Google for the explanations.
Yeah.
That has solved all of our conditional responses.
Sure,
We tabled it once.
yeah, too.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it
There's
was.
questions.
All right.
Does anyone know off the top of your head what round of LEAF grants this is? I'm sure I can look. it up,
Oh,
but-
boy. I think it's fifth, to tell you the truth.
It's an odd number.
Yeah,
So,
I'll look at my last.
yeah. That it? Easy.
She's tired from last one, probably.
I can't adjourn now because we are in need of an executive session.
Seven eleven. Whoa. The sprints.
Doing pretty good.
Sprint.
Because Dick's not here.
I put dinner in, ready for seven.
Oh, you're
Oh, no.
optimistic.
On
I
one.
hate dinner.
Motion for.
Motion for executive, Rick, second, Jason, all in favor? Aye.
We'll move more chairs up. We're.
Grant Sunday.
Personnel matter or?
Yeah, if there's any decisions.
What's that? I'm sorry, is the executive session personnel? Personnel,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's the.
Thank you. Hiring, firing.
Supposed
Have a good night,
to say
everybody.
persons, say persons, hire, fire,